Hey everybody. So here is the smoking video I promised with Smokey the Unicorn. And I'm gonna let him have some words with his smoking experience. Get rid of that smoke. Sweet. Hey everyone. How's it going? Well, if you're like me, you're feeling like crap about your smoking, which doesn't make the smoking easier. To quit, that is. It actually makes it a whole lot harder. Why? Why? Because in my personal experience, shame sucks. Sucks! Sucks! Makes everything worse. So, this is what I found. While smoking sucks, let me reiterate, hating yourself for smoking sucks even worse. Huh? Oh, I think we have a cat coming into the video here. She'd like to... Hey, Ma. Oh, Ma. Just don't pick up smoking from Smokey, okay? We don't need a smoking cat, too. Anyhow. So, what happened to me is... I had a traumatic experience occur back in June, which I will share, or perhaps will be shared via one of the other dolls in the clan. For now, we're gonna talk about smoking. So, as I've mentioned, I have 13 years clean and sober, which is a freaking miracle. And I really gave up smoking with drinking and using. I've had a few, moments of social smoking here and there. And even when I drank and used, I was a binge user, and I only smoked when I drank and used. So I've never been like a full-on smoker. If you catch my drift, but yeah. Still learning how to work this jaw. So, basically, my ex was abusive. Yeah, he was abusive. He was not nice. And, of course, he could be wonderful and charming and sweep me off my feet and so forth. And then he was totally mean and put me down and was controlling and abusive and very narcissistic. And learning about narcissism has been as important to me as my drug and alcohol recovery, as well as there's the cat again, as well as my mental health recovery. And, of course, my physical health recovery, chronic illness in general. That's for another video. How this ties into the smoking story is that my ex smoked. So, back in November of 2014, I started smoking little by little with him. Then I started smoking a lot. So... it's been, finally walked away in July, and that was very, 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 very difficult, and that's for a whole other video. But since this is about smoking, we will focus on that. So I found that after the traumatic experience that occurred involving him in June, which we will, like I said, do another video about, I found that smoking was one of the only things that got me through. And of course, as usual, I have seasonal depression. My diagnosis is actually bipolar type 2. But I deal with major depression onset when the fall starts to kick in. It's another video too. But so with that, the fall, the breakup, the traumatic experience, I couldn't stop smoking. And since I am officially a trauma survivor, I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. Love that song. So I took some classes at this wonderful place, and their focus is actually trauma recovery. That's their focus. And that's where I really learned how to stop being so mean to myself in my head, which of course had been picked up from my ex, as well as, past experiences, the depression coming back again. I had to have a med adjustment in the fall because I was really, really, really down and out with the depression and effects from the traumatic experience. And then I would smoke. And like I said, I would hate myself for smoking. And this is, 5, maybe 10. I doubt 10. Between 5 and 10 cigarettes a day. But I would hate myself, and I would have these thoughts that were certainly part of my depression, but they would be like, your life is over. I mean, if you're smoking, you might as well stop living, end your life, because there's no hope. And I just have to say, that is bullshit. Bullshit. My personal philosophy is that there is always hope. I can't emphasize that enough. One way or another, somehow, there's always hope. That's just my philosophy that gets me by. And as I said, I found that hating myself just made it worse. Now, yesterday, I can't remember how much I smoked yesterday. Today I'm on my 3rd cigarette. Whoa! Whoa, 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 yahoo! Wow! This right here would be like my 4th. Oh, that's tough to pick up. You've got the whole doll community over there. But so this is a support video going out to everyone who's struggling with quitting smoking. Please don't hate yourself. Marianne Williamson, one of my very favorite, cherished spiritual teachers, I've had the privilege of seeing her live and even hugged her and prayed with her, which was like, starstruck, but totally humbling, amazing, beautiful. Anyways, she's talked about this quitting smoking technique where every time you smoke, I believe you, like she said, you forgive yourself. Every time. And another thing, Louise Hay, another kind of metaphysical New Age, pioneer, she published as Marianne Williamson, I believe, but anyhow, she said, anything you want out of your life, bless it with love. So that's something I'm working on, and, it might sound New Agey to some people, but what works when it works. So find out what works and do it. I know for me that hating myself and shaming myself does not work. Adding negativity to negativity, hair flip, does not work. So today I'm working on loving myself, forgiving myself, and knowing that while my smoking is part of my addiction, it is also a response to trauma. So that approach has been much more helpful, and of course I've been praying about it and so forth, could use some prayers as well with this endeavor, but I know I can quit, and I think it will be when I'm ready. And I know this because I've recovered from drug addiction and alcoholism, and if I need to attend meetings, then I'll need to do that. If I need to get a patch or gum, then I'll do that. So we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just cutting down, and it is my hope and prayer. If you're an atheist, then, it's just my hope, good thought, that you will stop hating yourself if that's what you're doing and beating yourself up, period. But particularly over smoking, because it's very ineffective, and it also, as a trauma survivor, further traumatizes a person who just wants to get their life back on track and have healthy, positive self-esteem. Now, self-esteem. Okay, smoking is not good for self-esteem. However, I find that hating myself and shaming myself in my head is the worst for my self-esteem. So far I'm reducing, and I'm happy with that, but I want to make sure I can reach out to anyone else who's struggling with this and kind of share what works for you, what doesn't, and support one another in the process. So we'll do another video about the process and some other things, but that's all for now. And thank you for listening to me, Smokey, signing off. Mwah.